What's up, guys? Eli here, and Louie, as you can see. Oh, he's gone. Anyways, I'm back for a new stuff video. I've once again accumulated a bunch of things, even despite the fact that I'm definitely spending less money right now, especially being laid off and everything. And I'm totally cool with that. I'm enjoying just going through my collection, listening to stuff that I haven't heard in a while. Been watching a ton of movies. It's been cool, I guess. And I've been finding a lot of bargains lately too, so I mean, I guess that helps. Again, I've said it before. I don't buy stuff just so I can show it on this channel. I mean, that aspect actually means nothing to me. If I only did a new stuff video once every month or two, that'd be fine because I have plenty of other ideas and stuff to show and talk about. But anyways, you guys probably didn't need to know all that, or you don't care. But for those that are still hanging on. So I was sent yet another package from my good buddy Rick over at the Dreadful Minutes. One of the most generous people I've actually, even despite the fact that I haven't known him very long, one of the most generous people I've actually ever met. So I do try and send him stuff in return, but I'm so much slower at it than he is. I mean, he probably sends more packages out. He probably goes to the post office more than I do, but for me, going to the post office, dude, I'd rather get punched in the dick. But yeah, so let's do it. So I did not expect this at all. Like he told me something was, he told me he sent me a package, but I did not expect it to be this. So I don't know if this whole thing, what I'm gonna, the stuff I'm gonna show first, I don't know if this came as a package itself. I think some of it did, or maybe all of it. But you're like, dude, just fucking get to it. So what I'm talking about is he sent me this Demons stuff. I love the movie Demons, and years ago I used to own it, but I lost it in. I used to go out with this girl, and we lived together for a little while, and we had all our movies kind of combined. So when I moved out, I lost some I lost some movies, and she didn't want to give them back. So I think this might have been a package deal. So we'll break it down here. I don't know about the DVD. The DVD might be separate, but the comic book and the CD, I believe, did come together. But I could be wrong about the DVD part. But anyways, this is the first Demons movie on Blu-ray. Dario Argento, the master of Italian horror. This is an all-time classic. This is one of the most popular Italian horror movies of all time. Came out in 1985, and I forgot about the soundtrack. The soundtrack, you got Billy Idol, Accept, Saxon, and of course Claudio Simonetti. You got Motley Crue as well, Scorpions, Rick Springfield, whatever. But yeah, classic movie. I'm so glad to finally have it back, and on Blu-ray at that. Yeah, it's got a cool. Doesn't have a reversible cover, but it's got this cool. I can leave the DVD in there inside. Yeah, this is if you're looking to get into Italian horror, this is a good starting point as any. But there are so many good Italian horror movies that it's a rabbit hole you'll definitely find yourself going down, but you'll be happy about it. So yeah. The CD, this is very cool. But by the way, this came out on Rustblade, a label that puts out, they put out really cool packages like this for other movies. This is a double disc. It's got the original soundtrack. Show what I'm talking about here. Demon's original soundtrack composed by Claudio Simonetti of Goblin. So yeah, get the original soundtrack, and then disc 2, you have the soundtrack remixed. Every song on it remixed by a different artist, I guess you could say. But haven't listened to it yet. But dude, Goblin is so good. I've never listened to the soundtrack in its entirety. Obviously, I've seen the movie and stuff like that. But so one thing that came to mind when I got this was I'm a pretty big fan of the band Ghost, and over the last couple of years, the guitarists, bass player, and I think drummer too of Ghost, they've been wearing these masks, and they look exactly like the mask from the movie. I'll give you a better look at it. I just never clicked with me. It's got to be directly inspired. That mask right there. The ones that ghosts wear are gold. That one's silver, but still. So yeah. Anyways, this is the comic that comes with it. It's big. It's like a magazine sized. As you can see, it's not a traditional comic book size. There's the back, and so these are all the other packages. So yeah, it looked like it didn't. I don't think it came with the movie, because you can see it right there. You got the comic, poster, and CD. So they also did this treatment for Demons 2 with vinyl record, Dawn of the Dead. I really want this package here. Comes with a comic book poster, same style package as this. Della Morte, Della More. There's just so much cool stuff back here. There's more Dawn of the Dead, Opera from the movie Opera. That'd be cool to have. Well, I guess I just kind of want all these, but really, really cool comic. You saw the cover, you saw the back. It's all black and white art on the inside. Extremely well done. I think it's all black and white. Yeah, it's all black and white except for the inside of the back cover. Just really, really fun, cool. I haven't read it yet, but stoked to. And it comes with a poster. It's just like it's a small poster, just the same exact size as that comic, I think. So it comes in the same sleeve. But I'm still gonna, I'm definitely gonna hang that, of course. So yeah, thank you, Rick. I appreciated it and enjoyed that package more than you'll probably realize. So awesome. He also sent me this demo from a band called Vera Lula. I did research this a little bit. I can't remember what country they're from, but it's like a black death metal band. It's just called Demo. Or no, it's called Demo. Demo 2021. Show that cover. Pretty cool cover art. Cool logo. Came out on a label called Nameless Grave Records, which I have heard of, but I'm not super familiar with that label. I've looked into it. It looks like they put out mostly black and death metal, and right up my alley, of course. So, some new filth to listen to. And and he also sent me these 2 stickers. None Slaughter from the new album, which the new album is killer, by the way, if you haven't heard it. And this Goat Throne Records sticker, which I've still meant to place an order through Goat Throne. I just haven't done it yet. I always forget. So anyways, move on to the rest of the stuff that I have. I have a little bit more music here, and then a huge stack of horror DVDs that I'm stoked about. So I picked up this vinyl record. This was just a random find. I've been looking for this. Not hard, but I've been wanting to get this album for a while. This is the, I think, 1981 self-titled solo album from Greg Lake, of course, from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. So this came out on the Chrysalis label. This does not sound like Emerson, Lake and Palmer at all. You can definitely tell it's Greg Lake singing, but musically, this is just more of a hard-rocking album. Bings, this came out in '81. So if you go and listen to the track, it's the opening track in the album. It's called Nuclear Attack. It sounds like something from the new wave of British heavy metal. So I think Greg, I think he was probably paying attention, and I think he was kind of influenced by that. But it also doesn't hurt that you have Gary Moore playing guitar on this album. So Gary Moore, obviously, the Irish guitar sensation. I don't have any of Gary's solo stuff, nor have I really heard much of it. But I know he's super popular amongst the kind of the older metal fans. He does a really good job. Actually, that album, that song, Nuclear Attack, it sounds a lot like Rainbow. It sounds like Rainbow with Greg Lake on vocals. It's pretty fucking cool. Now we got kind of just a couple CDs here. Some stuff that I'm pretty stoked on. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the band Wicked Innocence. They, I don't know if they're still active. They're a death metal band from Salt Lake City. They were active for quite a while. They kind of, the earlier to mid 90s is when they started making music, and I know they were active at least until like the early 2000s. So, but like I said, they might be still. I really don't know. So they have recently put out these re-releases of some of their stuff. So this is a re-release of their debut album called anthropological anthropological infestation. And this is pretty cool. It's just a little, kind of a little skinny, flimsy digipack, but still done pretty well. So it's their debut album from, I think, like 93 or 94, but it also comes with their 93 demo, Remnants of a Dream Defaulted, a 3-track demo. So this was put out by the band with help from Burning Dogma Records and Brutal Productions. So yeah, pretty cool. I like this album. I had heard it in the past. It's not my favorite of theirs. My favorite album from this band would be, I'll show you. Put this shit away. It would be this one right here, their second full-length album, Omnipotence. This album is really, really cool. Very kind of atmospheric sounding death metal. That's the only way I can kind of describe it. Really, really good, very unique sounding. This was also put out by the band along with Corpse Gristle and Burning Dogma Records. So you can probably get these and probably pretty cheap. I actually bought these both at my local record store for like $5 a piece. So I assume the band's selling them really cheap as well. So go snag yourself one of these if you want to hear a cool, unique sounding death metal album that's really, really, really worth your time. Got some more stuff. I've been waiting for this one to come out, and I'm really stoked on this. This is the new solo album by Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains. This is called Brighton. It's been over a decade since his last solo album. He's got this is his third solo album. I've only heard one track from it because I'm really slow to listening to stuff when I pick it up. But it was good, and I'm every review. I've read numerous reviews online from big publications and stuff, and they've all been really positive. As you can see, it's a digipack. It's a nice digipack, though. It's nice looking. It's got like textured, kind of like raised. Yeah, it's cool. This was something that I didn't know existed, and I probably would have never known it existed, but I was shopping at Walmart one day, and I grabbed it for like $6 or $7. This is a triple disc set, The Many Faces of Iron Maiden. A journey through the inner world of Iron Maiden, and it's kind of cool. So there are no... This is not... when I first saw it sitting there, I'm like, okay, another fucking Iron Maiden greatest hits compilation that nobody needs. But I picked it up to look at it anyways, and there aren't any Iron Maiden songs that are pulled from any albums. These are, it's got the first CD with Iron Maiden covers done by other bands like Paul Di'Anno, Black Star Writers. One I never thought I would see, a band called Slammer. They were a thrash band out of England from like the late 80s, early 90s. They do a cover here. And there's some rare stuff on here too, like Stratus, which was Clive Burr's band before he joined Iron Maiden. I've only ever heard the name Stratus. I've never heard any of the music, so that's very cool. CD2, you have, looks like more covers by other bands like Steve Grimmett, a bunch of Steve Grimmett. You got Doogie White and some other stuff, Bernie Shaw, Gary Barden. And then disc 3 was the one out of all the discs. This is the one that I expected the least. It literally is just like a 12-track compilation of new wave of British heavy metal stuff. It's like Saxon, and nothing to do with Iron Maiden. They're all originals. So Saxon, Split Beaver, who I've never heard of, Jaguar, Quartz, The Handsome Beasts, not familiar with them either, Buffalo, Twisted Ace, never heard Twisted Ace, Dragster, never heard Dragster, Persian Risk, Witchfinder General, Shiva, and more Saxon. So I thought that was really cool. If nothing else, I can hear a couple bands that I've never heard before from that era, which I am somewhat familiar with. I should say fairly familiar with. But like I said, I've heard the name Buffalo, but I never looked into them. So yeah, it's just a cool little compilation for $7. Unique, not what I expected. And I looked into it further. It looks like they this label, whatever it is, they have done the same treatment with other bands like Pink Floyd and stuff like that. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Last CD we're going to be showing today is, so I have been wanting to hear something from this band for a long time, or maybe not a long time, at least a couple of years. So I watch the YouTube channel Sea of Tranquility pretty often. If you're not familiar with that channel, definitely familiarize yourself. It's one of the best channels on YouTube. Pete, the guy that runs it, is one of the hardest working and most passionate dudes I've ever come across. I mean, this dude is he's a soldier, man. So Sea of Tranquility has been a website for a little bit over 20 years. They do reviews. It pretty much started out as a prog rock website with, you know, prog rock reviews and stuff like that. But, you know, they branched out now. They do, you know, prog, still prog, of course. They do jazz fusion, you know, traditional heavy metal, thrash metal, doom metal, even some black metal and some death metal. So you know, all the good shit is covered on that channel and done really well. Well, I was talking about the website. I guess I don't go to the website very often, but I watch the channel. I watch literally almost daily. He posts almost daily as well, sometimes multiple videos, and it's always high quality content. I've never started a video, you know, on that channel and like, oh, okay, this isn't good. I'm gonna skip this. I always watch it. You know, I always watch the whole thing. So, anyways, getting back to the music I was talking about is Weather Report with the classic album called Heavy Weather. Yeah, it's Jewel Cases beat the shit. I just bought it. It was used. So Weather Report are a jazz fusion band from the 70s. At least they started in the 70s. I think they went on at least into the 90s. So Pete talks about this band pretty often, and he talks very highly of them. So I've been wanting to pick something up from them and dive in a little bit, and turns out this is a really good place to start. I haven't listened to it yet. This came out in I think it was mid 70s. It probably says on here somewhere, but okay, 77. So yeah, stoked to hear it. I don't know if any of you guys watching are in a Weather Report, but you know, feel free to talk to me about them if that's the case. So, anyways, real stoked to have it, and really, really stoked to listen to it finally. That's it for the music. Like I said, got a bunch of horror movies. So most of these I actually paid $1 for. So yeah, pretty badass. This movie kind of got on my radar, I think, just this year. It's still it's from 2013. So yeah, I'd been wanting to see it. It's called The Quiet Ones. This actually came out, Hammer Horror put this out. I think a lot of people probably don't realize, but Hammer Horror, they did make a comeback like at least 10 to 15 years ago, and they've been kind of steadily putting stuff out. They don't do, you know, like the stuff they did in the, you know, 60s and 70s. There's no Dracula, no Wolfman, you know, no Mummy, nothing like that, but they're doing original stuff. And everything I've seen so far has been really, really good. So I'm hoping this one will live up to the horror, or to the Hammer name. Still working on getting all the Wrong Turn series. So I have Wrong Turn 5. I've heard this is actually probably the worst one of them all. I don't know, man. I've enjoyed all the Wrong Turn movies I've seen so far. I've actually enjoyed, despite you know, expecting to hate them. This came out 2012. So yeah, Wrong Turn 5, Bloodlines, unrated. Grabbed this on a whim. You know, again, it was $1. You know, I was hoping I could at least get some enjoyment out of it. After I bought it, I've read some reviews, and they're all pretty negative. We got the Grudge, the Untold Chapter. I snagged it because Sam Raimi did some work on this. He produced it. That doesn't mean it's good by any means, but yeah, it came out last year. I was never a fan of the Grudge anyways, but I haven't seen the original Japanese version, so I would actually like to see that. I'm sure it's pretty good, so yeah, we'll see. I'm sure I'll get $1 worth of enjoyment out of it at least. this is a blast from the past. You know, my childhood at least. I watched the fuck out of this movie, and I actually don't own a DVD copy anymore. So the original Batman from what, '89? I think it came out in '89. Never seen this slipcase version, so I thought it looked kind of cool. Still wrapped. But yeah. No need to talk too much about that. Now this one, I didn't even know this next one existed at all. So this is a remake of a movie from like the 60s or 70s. The original movie is called Deathbed, The Bed That Eats People. This is just called Deathbed. Directed by Stuart Gordon, who I love. This is a full moon, feature. So yeah, I've seen the original. It's pretty bad. It's literally about this bed. There's like some knight or something kills this witch. She falls down on a bed and dies, and basically curses that bed for all time. So anytime anyone ever touches that bed, basically kills them. So it's about a haunted bed. So, yeah. Do what you will with that. This next movie, I'm pretty sure I saw this in the theater, or maybe I just watched it, as soon as it came out on video. But we're talking about The Strangers. I remember not really caring for it, but we're still talking about the time when this came out. I was still kind of a noob with horror. I was still getting into it, and so yeah, I consider movies that I saw around that time to not really count, and I try to rewatch all of them. So this is one on that list. I've since then I've mostly heard good things about this. It seems to have a solid fan base, and yeah, so. I'm stoked to rewatch it with a more of an open mind this time. These next three are Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I've only ever owned the first one, which I do still consider the best. I think it's pretty much untoppable, but whatever. We got New Nightmare, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. It's one of these crappy. Remember these DVDs with the clip on the side? They're garbage. They're kind of like digipack movies, yeah, I guess you could call it, because they always have the cardboard front, and yeah. I've actually never seen this one, so I can't remember exactly where it falls. I'm not super well versed in the Nightmare on Elm Street series anyways. I think I've only really seen like the first 2 or 3, so. But yeah, I really like the first one, as does everybody. When did this come out? Don't worry, I'm not going to waste a lot of time. All right, 94. All right. Yeah, 94. All right. And I also got Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. Not in the best shape, as you can tell, but it was $1, and I'll definitely watch it. This one came out in 91. So, yeah. I guess I don't need to really show the inside of that. Nothing really to see. This next one's in really bad shape, but it's the second one, and I've really been wanting to rewatch it. So again, $1. Beat to fuck, but whatever. Yeah, 85 on this one. Yeah, this is the one out of the entire series that I've really been wanting to rewatch. So I got 2 more. Hang in there with me. Really cool to find this, because I wanted to buy this when it came out. I think earlier this year we got the animated movie Mortal Kombat Legends: Scorpion's Revenge. I heard this is just awesome. The best thing in the Mortal Kombat series ever, as far as movies go, from what I've heard, and that includes the new live action movie. So I bought this for $1. Still sealed. Was never opened. Really stoked on that. And last but not least, this is a good one. If you guys haven't seen this next movie, you need to do yourself a favor and go track it down. This was a Kevin Smith movie, oddly enough. Kevin's been kind of branching out, over the last 10 years or so, and just doing different things. Yeah, it came out in 2011. We're talking about Red State. So Kevin Smith from Clerks and Chasing Amy and stuff like that. Jay and the Silent Bob, all that stuff. So this I consider this a horror movie. or at least a movie with horror elements. You could call it an action thriller. It kind of ticks a lot of boxes. And so yeah, so basically this is kind of like inspired from like the Westboro Baptist Church, I would say. It's basically about this religious cult in this town that is getting ready for the apocalypse, like all religious cults do, and one day decide to just start taking things to the next level, getting serious about it, and basically just like wreaking havoc. And yeah, it's a pretty fucked up movie. It's got John Goodman in it, who's always good, and it's got, what's his name? I can't remember the name of the guy that plays the main, basically the main character. He plays the leader of the church. I'm sure his name's on the front. He's one of these guys, but goddamn, he's so good. Kevin Smith also used this guy in his movie Tusk. If you haven't seen Tusk, I also thought that was a pretty cool movie. Tusk is more of a horror movie than this is, albeit with a lot of humor involved. But yeah, definitely look into Red State if you haven't. If you're not a fan of religion like I am, you'll enjoy the shit out of this. So, anyways, that's all I got, guys. Being as I've had more free time lately, I've been kind of lining up my videos. So yeah, next I got a CD collection video coming up. I have a tape collection video coming up, and I got more, another horror DVD collection video coming up. So I have at least those 3 coming within the next week and a half or so. So for all of you that have stuck with me, I appreciate it. I know, I've been doing this now I still feel like the new guy, but I think I've been doing this for like 5 years. It's kind of weird. A lot of the people that were commented a lot of my early videos have kind of moved on. They don't watch my stuff anymore, so I don't know how that shit works. But those of you that have been watching my videos for a while and comment regularly, keep in mind, you are the reason why I do this. I never thought this channel would go anywhere. I mean, it hasn't, but that was never my intention. I think it's obvious if you've seen any of my movies. It's obvious that I don't take myself too serious. I just do this for fun, and I do it to talk to you guys. I might sound like a broken record. I've said that numerous times, but just thought I'd say it again. I do appreciate you guys that have stuck with me. So maybe I'll do another giveaway sometime soon, something like that. But yeah, I've been rambling enough. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Louis says hello and goodbye. Louis, come here. Come say hi. But yeah, we will talk soon, guys. Cheers.